Brett Megamus, he loves dancing to Raining Men. We have video proof of it. It's somewhere on my Facebook page. I gotta find it somewhere.
Dude, I bet he can get at it too. I bet he's got those little rhythm and shakes. You know what I mean?
For a little short man, he sure does. So, all right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Galactic Gumbo, episode number 51. Really don't know what we're going to talk about. We go come up with some bullshit about for a little bit. One thing I guess we'll talk about, and we're probably going to talk about for for weeks to come, and that was Takara announcing Burning Convoy Optimus Primal repaint. Not really a repaint. It's really kind of would you even say that would be repaint? I mean, it's completely translucent.
I mean, it's still the same mold. I guess redeco would be the nerd term for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so it's got there's no like new parts as far as I can tell. Um, at least as far as they've told us, there's no new parts.
Right.
But it's just in the red translucent plastic with some opaque plastics, So yeah, that was as a surprise, as a very quick surprise.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like the primal molds, and of course, I have both the other ones, and now I'll have this one once it does hit. Which the official street date is by Hasbro Pulse was March 20 something of 2020, but I'm going through Entertainment Earth, and we'll have mine. I'm hoping the first part of April. Hoping it'll still be sometime in April. So, you still there? Oh, did I lose them already? Oh, oh, you there? Still?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got too far away from the Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. I think, oh shit, I'm solo.
Yeah, so like the burning convoy repaint, like redeco, whatever. As soon as we saw like that MP38 was, it wasn't just an MP32B or MP32 plus or MP32, whatever. When they announced it was like its own character, I immediately started like asking for, like where's Burning Convoy? Because like I knew that they were going to do it from that. Like it was, a different, I guess, sort of representation of Optimus Primal as he was in Beast Wars Second, and I was just like, dude, I like again, like I'm extremely excited for it, just because like that's honestly the repaint. Like they didn't even have to give us the, it's called the Toy Colors Prime, quote unquote, but it's definitely very much the Beast Wars Second movie special Prime. Um, so like getting that was it's just like I'm head over heels. I got a couple of issues with it though, and I'm hoping it's something where it's like maybe the things will change between like how it is now and like the final version. We know that sometimes those like late game post release or pre release deco changes can happen. I think the blue on the head is too blue. Especially since they're wanting to go for cartoon accuracy. Part of me really wants the flames on the arms and the little flame decos on the thighs. And he didn't really have any of that in that cartoon movie. Like from like basically from the neck down, he's totally accurate, completely 100% accurate. Except for beast mode. In beast mode, he actually did have that little yellow like Firebird Phoenix thing on his chest. That's something I wish they would have included. Maybe they'll include it as a sticker, but I'm not going to get too hopeful over that. And that head is supposed to be like a more muted blue. It's supposed to be like grayish. You know what I mean? Like almost like a dark gray or just a very very dark blue. So I hope they change that.
I noticed some people were I was reading some posts earlier, and people were, kind of, you know, couldn't believe they wasted it on this one, being that he wasn't in the movie very long.
Well, like that's the thing. I mean, yeah, it wasn't in the movie very long, but he was very like it was probably the most prominent scene of that movie. Like whenever Beast Wars second was like 44 episodes long. I think the movie came out like within the last 10 episodes, like within that kind of time frame, something along those lines. I don't like the TF wiki will tell you more than I could. um Anyways, so but it was like, I mean, like it was the theatrical movie release in Japan, and that's the most iconic scene is him showing up to help Lio Convoy. And I believe it was like the same Japanese voice that voiced him in the cartoon and all that other stuff. And they get up and they do some teamwork together, and as soon as they like clasp hands, they both just explode with energy, and it's like that whole Super Saiyan thing. Like I didn't hear people complaining about Artfire. Artfire, I don't think was in the G1 cartoon. I think that was mostly like a completely toy thing. I haven't heard people complain about any of those kind of obscure G1 repaint things. So I
Of
don't
course, now the
understand.
G1 fans, they put that up there next to the Ten Commandments. Man, they think that's God willed those, and we're like the bastard children of Beast War fans are sometimes.
Yeah, but it's like even Beast Wars fans, like at least here in the U.S., are seemingly split up the middle on this. I think, you've got half of them that really like want it, and then like it seems like there's always this section of Transformers fans that anytime a repaint happens, they cry murder. You know what I mean? It's like like what do you expect? Especially like, dude, if it's a convoy, expect 10 repaints. Like I'm definitely overshooting it, but like
Well, let's say for example MP10.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, I mean, what, 15, 20 easily? I mean, come on. I mean, LeBron James got his own MP10.
Between the basketball MP10s, the Bape MP10s, you got Shattered Glass, you got Nemesis Prime or Black Convoy, whatever. The tune colors, the toy colors, like it goes on and on and on with MP10. I don't expect that to happen with Beast Convoy. Like I think if we're lucky, and we'd have to be extremely lucky, they would maybe give us the Universe Deco. Like I don't think the Crystal Convoy, the all clear one, I don't think that's anywhere close to being on the table.
As soon as you said Universe, I just looked straight up right above my head is my Beast Wars stuff,
and
that's
a lot of people want that. A lot of Westerners, at least, and I don't think they got that deco in Japan. But I mean, they know about it obviously, and I think that if it proves to be popular enough, if Takara thinks it's popular enough, I think they'll go for it. Versus Primal, you know what I mean? Like so far, the repaints that we've gotten of that MP32 mold between MP38, MP38 Plus, like those make sense. Universe, I think, would make sense. The Crystal Convoy supposedly was like something to do with whenever Primal had just kind of arrived and he was, all shiny and everything from coming out of the. I'm assuming it was like a transport portal of sorts. So that's what somebody told me. I don't know how true that is. I really don't know what Crystal Convoy references, the all clear one with like the silver bits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never understood that either.
Have no clue. I've got it. I just don't have any clue. Like so. Anyways, but yeah, there's always like this particular part of the fandom that just decries repaints. And what's funny is, man, like I feel like half the U.S. Seller or buying market, I feel like half of them are in. Like Tyler G. Like at first he was just like super unimpressed with it, and he was just like, "Well, you think they'll, he was just like, well, I'll get it if I think they'll do a Flash Lio convoy. And I 100% believe that like we're supposed to be getting Burning Convoy in March. I think we'll get Flash Lio Convoy in the summertime. He'll probably be that July, August release. And I mean, yeah, it'll be for, the actual Lio Convoy comes out, which I think is in February. But it makes complete and total sense, I think for them to do it at least, a lot sooner than later. But
so I guess more the point of them releasing this one along with Leo Convoy is pretty much,
yeah,
going to happen pretty much. What it sounds like.
And it's like, it's not like it's taking up, a slot. It seems like Masterpieces, you at least get, one in the first quarter and, kind of one in the second quarter, maybe two in the third quarter and one or two in the fourth quarter. At least like that's what I'm seeing. Like as far as new releases, we got Megatron in March, I think, March or April.
Yeah,
Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah.
And then let's see, he was 43. I don't think there were any repaints that came out after that. And we got Prime in August. Or Prime, Prime came end of August. Bumblebee, I think, is coming this month. Is Bumblebee November?
Okay, it would be October then, because Entertainment Earth shows it for November, and they're always usually a month behind.
Okay, so Bumblebee would probably be September, October, let's say, and then Black Arachnia is November, and that she should be the last one. So, isn't
it amazing how many? Beast Wars we're actually getting now in Masterpiece,
especially new molds,
right?
We got.
When was the last time G1? When was the last time G1 had a new mold?
MP44.
well, fuck. I mean, before that. I mean, let's be honest here. Now, I mean, then forever they're recoloring all the cars and the jets.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, yeah, there's some MP Plus releases. I think like there's Blue Streak coming out, or Smoke. Is it Blue Streak or Smokescreen? I can't remember. He was up on. Yeah, I think it is Blue Streak. Blue Streak Plus. I think comes out at some point. Like I don't think these Plus releases, like they don't take away from the release schedule. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people may think that just because of how slowly Masterpiece trickles out. But like in the grand scheme of things, like we still have no idea what's coming. Like I think Hound is does Hound come out before Lio Convoy? Because I totally forgot about Hound. He either comes out before or after.
Maybe he comes out in January.
He might, yeah. And like that's another one. Like I totally forgot Hound, but like, and it's not just Beast Wars, but like we got hit with a lot of new molds in Masterpiece this year. You got, like I said, the Beast Wars Megatron. You got the new Prime. You got the new Bumblebee. You're getting the new Hound, the new Black Arachnia, and then the new Lio Convoy, all back to back. That's 6 new toys from, March, April to February, and then Burning Convoy being March, April. So 1 repaint out of 7 toys. Stop bitching. Like at this point, like just stop bitching. It's unwarranted, in my opinion.
It really is. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I was late on the monkey train on MPs until you showed me yours. We met up that one time.
I think I brought the MP38, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I brought my 32 or my 38. I can't remember.
Didn't you have a proto of that one?
The proto was of 32.
That's the one you brought?
Okay, I brought the prototype.
Yeah, I think you brought proto and 32, so I think.
Okay, I got
it. Was before the Toon Color one came out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because the Toon Color one, I think, shipped like as I was driving to Little Rock Comic Con a few years ago.
Yeah, so you got me. I mean, and I'm very, very, very particular on Masterpieces on what I want to buy. It's kind of like I'd rather play with it in hand first. And you kind of got me on the monkey one. I wanted it, but I was kind of like, is it too complicated? Am I too old to keep playing around and learning new shit? And of course, there's Rick that plays around with everything. And so I'm like, if Rick can do it, I can do it, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Like facetiously, like we'll say, like he buys everything. I
Jesus,
know,
does he not?
I know
No,
he's not on it. He's not on for the deep cut
no,
stuff.
no,
But
no.
that,
But it's cool that we are getting something like that, though.
right, like honestly, that surprised me. Like whenever he was just like, "Yeah, I'm out," because he just buys everything. Like we've seen him kind of talk about like buying something just to like stick in the garage. You know,
I know, right?
I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, man. Like, I admire that shit. I admire the ability of being able to just be in on so many different things. Like honestly, I cherry pick from like Gundam and stuff. I still got a kit I need to finish, and there's a few other kits I want to buy. A couple of them I got to backtrack. But like that's not gonna be very much of anything. Those Gundam kits, and just other robot themed things in general. When I say I dip my toe in Marvel Legends, I dip my pinky toe in Marvel Legends. After the X-Men, I'm out. And a few of the MCU stuff, I don't care.
Right.
And then
Go ahead.
I was gonna say by X-Men, like it's just the animated series, the main Xavier cast.
Well, you got to let to get us Gene, wasn't it?
Gene, my buddy EE Prime is going to hook me up with the Cyclops because I don't like the bomber jacket. And then I just need a backtrack Rogue.
Right.
So but word on the street is they're gonna repack her in some form or fashion.
Boy, that'll piss them off, won't it?
Well, they kind of need to. Like, I feel like being, like looking at the price. It's like that's why they repacked. Technically, Wolverine's a repack. Cyclops has the new molding, but I believe that Jean Grey is also a repack from the earlier mold.
I believe she is.
Yeah, I think she just has like the new head. So
I wanted to point out to you, since you had brought up Marvel Legends, I wasn't talking about Marvel Legends tonight. For people who are high underneath a rock or whatever, and you don't go to your Walmarts very often, the new 80th anniversary Marvel Legends already on clearance.
The X-Men stuff.
Yes, the retro game,
Yeah,
the retro one's $11.
dude, that's enough to really tempt me on like that Dazzler and that Iceman. It's like I want to not pick up anything that isn't main cast. Like I don't even want the main Brotherhood cast because it's like you got to go to Walgreens and get a Mystique, find a Mystique, then get a Mystique, then you got to get the 3-pack with Magneto and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I don't even want to fool with that.
And not just the retro ones, but now you're talking about what was it, like the 2-pack me and Josh split that he thought I overcharged him on, which
Juggernaut and Colossus.
You know what it's marked down to?
What?
$35.
Oh wow.
35 and 60.
Dude. Like I said, man, like I'm content with having the broader X-Men collection in the 3 3/4 inch scale. There's still plenty of those I do need to backtrack. But it's like when it comes to picking up all the characters, I'll pick them up in that old Marvel Universe scale and I'll be totally happy with it. But like these clearance prices, man, like I see that as a rabbit hole. And dude, as long as Transformers keeps pumping out stuff like out of nowhere, like Burning Convoy came out of nowhere. Granted, I didn't have to pay for it right now, and I get that. But it's one of those deals I definitely wanted to make sure I secured and swirled away, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like that with Beast Wars Masterpiece. Like I'm always very just in case on it.
Right. And I ended up went ahead and ordered 2 cases.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of guys were thinking more. But once I added up what we had, I was like, well, that way it puts me to 2. So I'm like, I'll just go ahead and get 2. So I don't think these other 3 will be hard to get rid of down the road.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And like that's one of those deals where it's like I'll probably like when the time comes, if one of those hasn't moved, I'll probably pick up a second.
And back to the Marvel Legends, for people who were waiting on the 80th stuff, the Cap, the Iron Man, and the Thor individually, they were like $25 or marked down to $15.
Oh my god!
Some of
dude,
the
it's
other
like
2 packs are marked down to like 20. So they are crazy marked down. Can't believe they haven't been up on this reset. I don't think a month here locally.
I may try to track down a captain. Like because I don't go to Walmart anymore. I don't go to Walmart. I don't go to Target. It's just too out of my way compared to what it used to be.
Mhm.
And I'd used to like go pick up like some groceries to cook with or whatever at Walmart, but now like there's just a Kroger that's on my way home from work on Fridays, and like there is no Walmart or Target between my commutes anymore. And, it's an out of the way thing, but I have the that vintage carded style Captain America that I just kept carded just because I like the novelty of it. I'm a big
Right.
Captain America fan. I may try to track down that 80th thin. It's not super high up on my priorities. It's like if I stumble across it, I'll impulse buy it to be sure.
Mhm.
So that's awesome though. I think that's neat.
Uh,
But
man, I know I'm
dude,
harder this
they're
dude.
pricing like
Am I
do
having
what?
issue? Am I having issues on my
No.
audio? Oh, okay. Um,
I don't hear any. Yeah,
no, I didn't know if I was lagging.
no.
Okay, I think I am though. One of the questions in the chat is really hard to shop toys at a brick and mortar store nowadays, which it really is because you don't know when they're actually going to put up. Like there's street dates, and collectors know when street dates are, but the people who work these stores are dumber than bricks, and they don't know what you're talking about. And when you explain it to them, they're like, "Oh no, that's not how it is." Yeah, it is.
I'll be honest though, man. Like the people that work in these stores, like they're not paid enough to give a fuck. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
they don't.
if I was gonna like even as someone who does know and who would know, like if I was working that job, I would not give a shred of a shit. Like I just wouldn't. Because I wouldn't get paid enough to give a shred of a shit. And like especially like even though I get it, even though I understand it, if it was me in that position and someone was just like, "Hey man, can you go check and see if you have the new Marvel Legends?" I would be like, "Okay." I'd go in the back. I'd stand there for 5 minutes, like not even like I'm not even through the door. I would come back through and be like, "No, ma'am, we can't bring that case out." Like I wouldn't look for it. I wouldn't see, because like you never know if there's that jackass that's looking on their phone and looking on the brick seek and all that. I would just be like, no, man, I can't put it out right now. It's got a street date on it.
And that's when they come out. They're like, "Oh no, there ain't no street date on it. It's supposed to be out right now."
Yeah, like I get it. I get the frustration, but at the same time, dude, like buying online is such a convenient. You know what I mean? Like such a convenient thing that I think it's getting to where like there's always gonna be the handful of collectors that are going to wait for the clearance prices and the deals, and that way they can go on the internet and be like, oh well, all of you dummies paid full price. I only paid half. Look at me, I'm a jackass. Like I get that. Like I get it's so fun to pay to get a fucking deal. You know what I mean? It's just you clip your coupons and you get your fucking deal on your fucking toys. But it's stupid. No one gives a shit. So I don't know why I'm so cynical. Maybe it's because it's Friday the 13th. Um,
I know, man. I guess I kind of like finding them in store because it's kind of like the hunt. You know what I'm saying?
the hunt.
And I like finding. When I'm looking and I see it, and when I see it, it's like a shock to my face, and I'm like, "Oh my god, there it is! I gotta get it." And it's like I just reach down and grab it as fast as I can, like there's 5 other dudes around me or something, and
Yeah,
there ain't a fucking soul next to me.
dude. Part of me, like really that that like finding something in the wild feeling. But it's like at this point, dude, the whole wave's going up on BBTS or Entertainment Earth or Pulse, especially Pulse. Like Pulse will put entire waves up, and all you got to do is just add them all to pre-order, especially if you got that free shipping, and then you just you forget about it till they charge your card when it comes in stock. And it's like that happened with the Power Dashers. Like I think like if Dalton wouldn't have told me anything about the Power Dashers like being in stock, I would not have been any the wiser. Or like that they were shipping this week or whatever. Because I don't get email notifications on my phone anymore for whatever reason. So as soon as he said that, like that's whenever I looked and I saw my emails where like both of them had shipped out, or the Power Dasher and the Nightbird had shipped out.
That's something that was funny. Is that apparently there's been some issues with the Power Dasher and the Nightbird being sent out. And I've seen on a couple of occasions, whether it's true or not, but when you got two different people saying it, kind of makes you wonder whether it's true or not. One guy had said where he didn't buy the Nightbird, he bought the other one. And Zeta, is that his name? Is that his name?
Zatar.
Zatar.
Mm-hmm.
And but he got two different shipping notices. And he was like, "Oh, I wonder what this is." I didn't order two. Hopefully, I didn't get charged for two. And he got a Nightbird. And so instead of, let's be honest, I guess none of us would probably really do it. But instead of keeping it, I would you would call and say, "Oh, hey, by the way, you sent this to me. You didn't charge me for it, but do you want it back?" Of course, none of us are really going to do that, I don't think. But
very seldom, very few.
Yeah. He kept it. He played around. He fooled with it, and it broke. And then he goes straight to the boards. He's like, "This is a piece of garbage. Hasbro don't know what they're doing. It broke, but it didn't cost me nothing."
In the same breath, he was just like, "This is a piece of shit." Also, I got it for free.
And he says that he got it for free, and it broke, and it's a piece of crap. And I'm kind of the first words out of my mouth, and I swear I typed it, and I put it up there, and I was like, "Did you manhandle it?" No. It's exactly that's all he said. No.
Yeah. Now I know, like my Nightbird had like one thing, one problematic thing with it, moving the our right, her left wrist, like folding that in. It was a little seized up, so I had to, put some torque on it to get it to move. But after that, it moved fine. And one of the car panels that folds up on the left side, I believe. Like where the one on the other side is kind of like soft clicks into place. The one that's on the other side, the problem side, it's just a very smooth movement, and it just turns. But it's not like it's floppy, or it just rotates down on its own or anything. So like I'm fine with it. But Nightbird, I like Nightbird more than I like Zatar, honestly.
Yeah, I really like Nightbird. Of course, I didn't fool around with it too much or even transform it. I don't transform a whole lot of my toys anymore. I just look at them, pose them a little bit, see if there's anything broken on them, and then I'll put them away in the case. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I really liked the other one better. The Takara one that was made out of the RC mold.
Yeah.
Came with the swords
and see, it came with the sign, all that, and like that's I mentioned in my review, and it goes up tomorrow, that if you want that more G1 accurate thing, then like the Legends version is still very much up your alley. It's still very much for you, but as a chug update, like a proper chug update, which is what I go for. I like, in that vein, I like the kind of stylized stuff. I think this hits more of the marks for me. It's still very much Nightbird, but it's definitely like a very just a different stylized take on Nightbird, and I dig it.
Yeah, it's a cool figure. I really like it. I like both of them. I like, but they're pumping out them fembots, man. They didn't remember for years we didn't get no fembots, and then
now they all share the same body type.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, they know. Hey, she look up.
No
she
diversity.
No
diversity.
Unless you get a third-party upgrade kit to get a little diversity.
Yeah, diversity. Real quick, Chris Barnes, what's up, man? He said he's had the same problem with the wrists. So Dalton said the head on his is loose. Like you asked. I know if you asked if my head was loose, it's not overly loose. It's not like a tight ball joint, but it holds in any pose I could get it to hold into. But a ball joint fix is super easy.
Yeah,
And real quick,
Deluxe did mention that.
Josiah in the chat also mentioned the wild store find is always just a pleasant surprise. You're never looking for anything specific, and I agree. Honestly, like that's what I missed about the figure subscription service. Just to get off on a short tangent, was I never really followed the front page internets or anything like that. Whenever the FSS stuff was mailing out, so it would always just kind of pop up in my mailbox, and boom, there we go. And the figure was a surprise. The arrival was a surprise. It was all a surprise.
Yeah. On the on that's one of the things. Like when Lancer came out, she was a loosey goosey thing. And
Oh,
that's one of the
Lancer
reasons
was.
yeah, that's why I really wanted to check up on Nightbird when I got her, and even
Well,
Deluxe Baldwin had said something about in his videos how the head was really loose on his and the legs were loose on his. And I guess I kind of looked at mine are a little loose, but not as loose as what his
yeah,
was.
like mine's able to strike any of the poses I could have gotten her in, and she can get in some awesome poses despite like having that backpack and all that other stuff. Like she can hold some very like sport like ninja like poses. Some like sprinting type stuff.
Mhm.
So there was no issue there, but Nightbird is like even though they look the same, Nightbird and Chromia, they're definitely different tooling compared to like Lancer, Greenlight, Firestar, and Moonracer. Despite sharing a lot of the same engineering and things of that sort, but I didn't get in on the combiner fembots.
I got all of them except for the main component, but I just didn't get into it because I felt that the combined mode of them was just honestly ugly as shit. Just
Yeah.
ugly.
And
Period.
I think that main component, I think like Pulse still has them, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. As a matter of fact, I saw it today. I was looking through Pulse. I saw it like,
I
golly.
think the only tough one to find is going to be Moonracer because I think they also still have Firestar. Like I don't know, but I didn't look into it because again, like it just wasn't for me. I'm still kind of tempted to get Greenlight and Lancer just because they're fun pub characters and all, but I don't like the way that their leg molds are. You know what I mean? Like I don't like the ridiculously big like feet and lower legs. Compared to like the way Nightbird cleans up, she cleans up super nice. Chromia cleans up super nice. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Trying to think of this. Oh, another thing. I don't know if you've seen. I'm sure you've heard about it by now, but they've also clearance at Walmart is that Supreme class Jetfire.
Yeah, I remember you showed a pic of that. You were like, dude, at this price, I'll pick up a second one.
Right, $45. That is literally cheaper than the leader class that should be charged as a Voyager class.
Yeah, I don't know about if it should be charged as a Voyager class.
That Shockwave should be.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I understand like that people would have just rathered Shockwave get a Voyager release minus the extra bits. I get it. I totally get it. Mm-hmm. But I like that they, those extra bits kind of add in stuff like that. I still want to get the selects version. It's just fortunately not that sought after, so I'm able to kind of push it off,
right.
Until there's a point where I can, because of all this other new stuff coming out. Like I said, man, like this I feel is how Hasbro is going to combat third party, and I think they're doing a good job at it, because I know a lot of people that are just like that would just rather get these selects, these exclusives, all these releases, and cancel a third party item. You know what I mean? I know I've passed on some third party stuff in favor of it.
Right. Since you brought up third party, I guess I've heard a couple of different rumors, and one was Hasbro sent out a cease and desist against the Zeta, which is the Unicron by who's making that again?
Zeta is making the Unicron.
Okay, Zeta is making their Unicron, and what is theirs called?
Core Star.
Core Star. That's right, Core Star. And then I've also heard rumors that there's some uh, design issues. They got to redo some stuff, so that's why everything was taken down social media wise. So,
Well, the way I
right
understand
into
it,
that?
so it's off of their Facebook, but it's still up on their Weibo account, which is like a Chinese social media account. It's still up there. Somebody had said that the uh, the the video that was kind of like promoting it from like their YouTube said that it was taken down due to copyright infringement from Hasbro. I don't believe that. I don't.
Okay.
And the reason I say I don't believe that is because I saw that there was still a video of their Unicron's transformation, still up on YouTube, but their other, you know, supposed video was taken down and shut down due to a Hasbro copyright claim. And again, I don't find a lot of truth in that, just because like that video, you don't see a title for it, you don't see a description. It just says, this video is no longer available because it, blah blah blah, violates copyright, owned by Hasbro Inc. So as far as it disappearing from their Facebook, and we're definitely going to cover that tomorrow night too, I do think that Hasbro flexed their muscles because,
And
like, they're directly competing. They're directly competing
they are.
for a very, it's like, I'm surprised they didn't do it with all the third party Masterpiece Primes. Whenever MP44 was kind of announced and coming out and things like that, I'm very surprised that they didn't take action then, because like the face of the brand is Optimus Prime. But this Unicron, I think, has too much money tied up into it, and I don't think that Takara felt like their Prime release numbers were affected. Also, that Prime was limited to just Japan and Takara. Despite its availability over here, of course, but it's for that market. Where Unicron is a worldwide endeavor, with the exception of Europe, and I do think they should have fixed that with the extension. But I noticed over the last week or so that the numbers have been hovering, and by hovering I mean they've been fluctuating, because it's like I'm trying to look it up right now. Last time I really looked at it to kind of pay attention, it was like 56.60, and then it went down to 56.58, and then it was 56.60, and it was 56.54, and it's 56.58. So like people were kind of,
Canceling their orders.
yeah, people are canceling, but then like other people were, we're upping their orders.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then I think you were kind of right when you mentioned why didn't they do it to Prime. I've been saying since this happened, why the hell weren't they doing this from the get go? You don't care about Minosaur, Devastator, all these combiners.
now it's 56.54 as of right now. So,
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. Yeah, so I mean that's why I understand why all of a sudden, which I understand. You're right. They probably got a shit ton of money invested in this thing. My personal opinion, this is what I believe. They extended it because it was not going to fund. I think they're trying to make this fun one way or the other. And they figure, well, if we come out and go ahead and do it anyways, we'll never hear the end of it.
Right. Not only like never hearing the end of it, I think that it would have been close, because there were a lot of people putting in their last minute orders. I was one of them. I put in my last minute order like almost as soon as I deposited my check. Friday before it ended. And then I think like probably no more than 3 hours after I did that, they announced that they were going to extend it for another 30 days. But they really should have kind of come out the gate with that, because there were a lot of people that could have been saving that probably just decided, you know what, I'm not going to be able to save, so I'm just going to spend, I'm just going to spend this money accordingly. And so you're basically lengthening the time of just either it not funding or it barely funding. And it seems like they're going to, put in the international orders in batches. It seems. So I don't know if they've had any more international orders since then, or and again, there's the retailer orders we still have to kind of consider. I just don't. I don't know for sure. I'm not 100% positive. If maybe they kind of reached out to some of those retailers that were looking to put in some big orders just to see like what kind of numbers they were working with.
I kind of think they did.
Yeah. Now, granted, Joel from Big Bad would never tell us. I think that Brandon would probably not say anything about it from TCP, and I don't think Kurt would say anything about it from TF Source. So, I don't.
Those are your only three that are doing payment plans, wasn't it?
I believe so. I don't know about TF Source, but I know like Big Bad and TCP were. So, TF Source, I think they were just making you just do a deposit or whatever. But
right.
I think that with them doing a direct competition like that, they were just like, all right, like this is where the line is drawn. Again, I don't think that Takara felt threatened by the Magic Square and Transform Element stuff enough to put a hamper on those sort of things. But like, it's just too much of it's just been too close, too on the nose, and it's gone on for too long. I think it's fine. Like I never personally saw the issue in it with stuff that wasn't being released, but when like the third party companies are going to try to compete with Hasbro directly, like they're gonna have a bad time. They're gonna go to jail. Like Toy World having to change their name to Kang Toys because they got bold enough to say that their like masterpiece movie Optimus Prime, they called it Optimus Prime. Yeah. So like their whole Taobao account got shut down.
Man, talk about the gonads and them motherfuckers.
Yeah, they have some balls, I'll tell you that. But pretty interesting either way. I'm definitely looking to see like what's up on this, because I know that, to my recollection, to my knowledge at least, that Zeta Unicron supposedly was coming out in December, and they I think the only places that were taking orders at that point were just the Chinese spots, Show Z Store, TF Direct, stuff like that. I don't think Big Bad put it up. I don't think Captured Prey or Chosen Prime or whoever put it up. I don't think any of them put it up, and they probably won't. Like at the rate this is going. So.
There's no telling what's going to happen with that. I kind of like if it's like 1,000 away the day of, I would probably literally stay up till it shuts down just to see if it actually hits or not.
Yeah, I will too, 100%. I like right now, it's just like, I don't know, it's anyone's guess, but we have, we're 3 weeks away, 3 weeks and 2 days away. So, I don't know. I hope that I wake up that kind of following Monday morning with $620 missing from my account. You know what I mean? I want that to be a reality. I want it to be a reality because, like, I don't, Zeta can come back and say, like, okay, we're going to do it since the Hasbro one didn't fund or whatever. And I'm not going to be interested in theirs. I'm not going to be interested in the Zeta. I'm not going to be interested in, in the Unicron version. I don't, or not Unicron, the Armada version. I'm not interested in those. So if the HasLab one doesn't fund, then, I'm going to be bummed because I'm not gonna be able to have that Unicron. At least for the foreseeable future. And I don't think that they should go back and rework anything, to try to make. I don't think they should sacrifice any more of the quality to try to make it cheaper.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't definitely. I do
still think that 8,000 as a minimum backer number is too much. I still think that they should be able to fund it with 6,000 backers. That's my opinion. You know, I think that should not be an issue.
Yeah.
But and like kind of going into like the fandom reaction and outrage on this, I've seen people that are just like, you know, uh, oh, Hasbro's scared, or can't believe Hasbro can't handle some competition. Like, it's their shit; they own it. Like, competition be damned.
Right.
It belongs to them. You know, at the end of the day, like, I'm a third party guy. Like, I collect third party. But if I don't get to have something because Hasbro shut that shit down, I'm not going to be mad at Hasbro. You know, it's because it belongs to them,
Mhm.
and I think that's what people are missing. Like, dude, the Transformers fandom for not putting their money where their mouth is too self entitled. And those are my hard to swallow pills for the week.
Yeah, they and that's any fandom. People like to talk that game, but then when it comes to putting your money where your mouth is, it's a different story.
I still feel like the Joe fandom did that to the best of their ability. You know, like they would talk all that shit, but they would still be plopping down, $1,000 every year. You know,
Oh, easily. 'Cause that was all they were ever going to get. And there's not really third party companies out there besides, people, you know, redoing some O rings or something along them lines.
right?
I mean, there's not really a whole lot out there for G.I. Joe anymore. The
Do you
next
think?
thing is really John Russell's Cowboys, which I really admire those.
Right. I was gonna say, do you think that if for whatever reason a Chinese, I'd say Chinese just because like that's where 98% of the third parties are based out of. If they came along and started doing, some like modern GI Joe updates and things of that sort, do you think the Joe fandom would be more welcoming to that, or do you think they would be like, no, this is these are fakes?
No, if Hasbro ain't doing jack, they'll take it in with open arms.
Yeah. Well, I say that because kind of going back to the deal with like Bobby's funding, like Bobby even went so far as to get the names of things, but
Yeah,
there
because
was
Hasbro
there
don't
was
want
right, Hasbro didn't want them, but there was still some of that selective fan outrage of it being a quote unquote fake.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there were people who were ripping into Bobby about taking the names of certain things. But like Bobby said, they were there for. He says, if it wasn't me, it could have been someone else.
Yeah,
You
I mean
know?
the names were ripe for the taking, basically.
Yeah,
I just ripped into him for not doing it in the right scale. Uh,
yeah. I mean,
but
I
yeah.
mean, that's what a lot of people were like. Why don't you try a 4 inch or why don't you try this? And they just wasn't. He's not going to switch it up. That's assaults to it.
Yep. I think
I mean,
eventually, if you see like that's the thing, man. Eventually, a company is going to come along because I think like even Boss Fight is I think their next wave of like I don't know if they're calling them V hacks, but I think they're going 6 inch with some stuff
mhm.
coming up soon, and I'm just like at this point, whoever the last man standing is doing 3 3/4 will really have a market to corner. You know what I mean? Now, whether or not Boss Fight is going to continue 3 3/4, I don't know. I assume they would, but like as long as John and the Marauders guys, and you know, I think they're really all that's left. And Sparrow Toys, they're doing 3 3/4, but that's another kind of very other end niche thing.
What's
So,
funny about that is Roman Collectibles had posted today about how I didn't read the letter, but apparently there are some issues and it's going to be a couple more months on their.
yep, more factory issues. That probably means that the ones that we're getting from Night and Shining Ink may be pushed back too. I don't know.
Absolutely, I bet you it is. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. It's like everybody who's doing these smaller runs of stuff all get pushed back. This is one of the reasons why Giants staying away from it for the next run of Cowboys from Kickstarter because they're working directly because everything they're going to do, everything is already made and cut. All they
Right.
have to do is give them the numbers of which ones to do and put it together. They're done. So they're
Right. But see,
not jumping through hoop crap anymore.
the way I understand it, the Sparrow toy stuff is also done. Like as far as like those molds are concerned, I believe those are done. And like honestly, like I even commented on their Facebook. I was like, look, man, I'm fine with the wait, but if there's a way for me to just order and pay for it now, I'd love that shit. I understand if Roma doesn't want to, to deal with the headache of it not happening, and they gotta send out all these refunds and do this or do that or whatever. Like they don't really have an online storefront. I think they put everything up on their eBay account, but like like that shit makes me so nervous. You know what I mean? Just because like I don't want to log in and just miss it. Are they going to regulate who's ordering 20 of them? Or whoever's going to order just just one or two. You know what I mean? Like especially if it's going through eBay like that, because you can't regulate quantity. So anyways, like I hope they do something, like at least put up an order form, pre-order, whatever. Uh, just to because like I would like to just pay for it now and forget about it until it ships. Because I want that white lion, that Orva or whatever they call it.
Right.
I really want that. Like that's and I don't want to, I don't know what the general consensus is on that. I don't know how many people are after it. I don't know how many Roma has made and coming to them. I don't know if they've got 300 or 500 or 1,000. Like I have no clue. So it's just that anxiety of, am I going to miss out on it? And if I do, is there going to be someone that's at least going to sell it for that crazy markup so I can have it? You know?
And this is some of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I'm not doing anything as far as crowdfunding or Kickstarter because of the delay in time. You're told one thing. I mean, they might as well just put, well, we hope he'll be here, but let's be realistic. It might not be for a couple of years. Kind of like
Yeah.
the Larry Hama figure I backed, and we were supposed to have it, man, I think last year for JoeCon. And here it is a year later. We still don't got it because I was wanting
Yeah.
to get it autographed. And now I just have to, once I do get it, just wait till I do see the man somewhere, hopefully, and get it signed and autographed.
Just invite him to Money Comic Expo. Is that it?
Yeah, Comic XO.
Yeah, just invite him to that.
I would, but I try to avoid bringing people who've already been to Arkansas once. And he actually came here in 14, like a month after JoeCon.
Oh, really?
And just like the voice actor from Snake Eyes that was just he was at no, I would have Snake Eyes. That's Bill Shadow.
Yeah, no, that's what I was laughing. I was just like,
That's what I was like. I said,
oh, that's hilarious.
and,
Voice actor for Snake Eyes is literally at every event.
yeah. Shut up. And he was at Augusta, and that the other con I don't like to talk about. They had him here last weekend,
Okay.
so it's kind of like well,
Yeah, but still, like, even though like it was in 2014, that was 5 years ago.
yeah, it was. I haven't decided on all my artists yet, but I was looking here on Allspark in the last 30 minutes. I guess Jesse posted it. His brother sent him a picture of this Cromar.
Yeah, dude, I literally just saw that in a Facebook group. It's I think it's in Singapore. It's either a shop in Singapore, or it's definitely somewhere in the Eastern world where this it's in a selects box and it just hit. So I guess like, dude, we're pretty much covering all of the Cybercast news for tomorrow at this point. Yeah, supposedly for New York Comic Con, Cromar and Cybertron Defense Hotshot are going to be the selects exclusives, and I believe they're going to be offered through Entertainment Earth as the means of acquiring them. But
Well,
just like SDCC, they're going to go up on Pulse the same weekend.
um, Dalton had just said it, but Jesse had said his brother got it today at Toys R Us Canada.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's out now.
New York Comic Con is a couple of
weeks away.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks away. So I can see that, honestly. I can see that all lining up perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, I think they'll be in stock, ready to ship items whenever it all goes down. I don't think it'll be.
Think about
for Lancer and Shockwave, they were in stock, ready to ship the week of at least from Pulse.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, they're not in no hurry to send anything out either.
Yeah, that's true.
They take a few days. I know when I bought those. What was it? That San Diego Comic Con card set, the 3-pack for that, I guess, card game they have now for them. A friend of mine wanted it, and I picked up that for him because I had free shipping, of course. Right. And it took over a week for it to ship out. Might have been longer than that. I just got them the other day. So yeah,
I know the Zatar and the Nightbird. They granted, they had the release date. I think it was for the 6th or something like that. The 8th.
Yeah, it was Monday they cleared. Tuesday they shipped.
Yep, and then Thursday I got them.
Me too. That's why I couldn't believe how fast that came compared to those cards.
Right. Really? I would think that the action figure stuff, they'll put a little more precedence behind in getting it out.
Right. Let's see. I'm gonna. We're probably get ready to close up shop, but I want to share one thing with you.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Service is selling. Selling is service. That's what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna try to coax all of you guys on Stasis Lock into doing a selling a service a selling video. I'm gonna have Dalton get up on the counter and give it a little shake, rattle, and roll.
He can do it on his couch.
Yeah, naked.
Here we go. There you go. Just for you.
Still on Jesus. I hate you.
There's your Iron Man with the Infinity Gauntlet.
That is not the Iron Man with the Infinity Gauntlet I'm after, I'm afraid. I'm still so surprised that is there still another Legends wave coming out for Avengers?
I don't know.
That we haven't seen? Because dude, we got Worthy Cap. How have we not had Gem-fisted Iron Man and Fat Thor come out of not Thorbowski, but Viking Fat King Thor? How have they not?
That one. I do want that one. It's so funny. I know you don't like Pops, and I know you guys give me a hard time, but they just announced another wave of Avenger Endgame Pops.
Wow.
And they include now this one here is a New York Comic Con exclusive, and it'll be available on Amazon and for the Tony Stark one. But let me see if I can find the other one. I'll show you which ones. I don't remember off the top of my head all of them. I mean, there were some. I mean, they just announced them the other day, and I mean,
yeah. And I know we're getting at least another. We're getting another wave that has Clear Vision and some other odds and ends in it of the Legends toys. But but there was it's the Thorbowski Build-A-Figure wave.
Right, a lot of people were a little why would that be a Build-A-Figure? Why can't we get it was something else from in-game someone had said, and it made a lot of sense. But
now, I mean, even just doing, well, no, the first wave did Thanos as he appeared. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I was thinking of Infinity War Thanos, which personally I think I preferred. I preferred him in Infinity War, just maxing and relaxing, the armor off and all that. I liked that version of Thanos. I think I like the armored up version too, but
so here's the newest waves they've announced. Iron Spider holding the gauntlet at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos, casual Thanos is how he's listed right before they chop his head off.
Right before they fuck him up.
And then Cat with the lightning and the broken shield with Thor's hammer. And then you got Hulk with the 2 tacos, getting ready to give him to Ant-Man. And you got a fat Thor holding a slice of pizza.
That's shirtless Thor too, isn't it?
It is. He's got the belly on him. He's
funny.
got the gut on him. And then you got the dykish Captain Marvel.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
And then, fuck her. I can't stand bitch. And then you got Court playing video games. Talking to Noob Master 69.
Dude, getting bullied by Noob Master 69.
One of the guys in one of these groups, he was like, yeah, you know what? These are all nice and everything, but when are we getting Noob Master 69?
Dude.
That's who we want.
They need to at least put Noob Master 69 in like as a cameo in a future movie or something. Like put him in a Radio Shack, or like I say Radio Shack, like those are all closed down. Put him in like some kind of store, like, or doing something, or like maybe in the next Thor movie, you know, like the hammer gets knocked out of his hand while he's fighting in like Earth something or atmosphere or something, and it just comes crashing down into the Noob Master 69's basement or something like that, and he's just like, Jesus Christ, guys, I can't believe this has just happened to me. I'm playing video games. You know, something like that.
Dalton says Carl Danvers.
Dude, Carl Danvers, I've heard Carol Manvers. Like
Carol what?
Carol Manvers.
Manvers. I can't stand her.
I never liked the I'm so glad they went back to long hair for her in the comics. You know what I mean? Like I never thought she rocked the crop cut all that well.
See, I've heard this a number of times. People were like, Noob Master is Loki.
Oh yeah. That would be that would be a turn of events just with the way that, you know, the timeline changed and all that, but yeah.
That would be hilarious. But, all right, you don't got to worry about too much. I don't have that many viewers watching this show, so
I'm not worried.
It's safe for tomorrow.
Do what?
All your news topics are still safe for tomorrow.
Oh no, it's fine. We'll still go over everything.
Yeah, we'll probably talk more about. We'll talk a long, extensive talk about Beast Convoy. Burning Convoy tomorrow.
Yeah, we turn it into a Beast Wars show.
That's what I was thinking. This is the Beast Wars second coming.
Yeah, Beast Wars podcast 2.0.
There you go.
Yeah, let's do that.
Until football season's over.
Yeah, the football season and Overwatch League. I think he's coming back after Overwatch League though. I don't think he's only got, a couple. But then he's like, dude, he's talking to that new chick, so he may never come back.
I thought he scared her off.
Oh, I thought he said they were kind of talking, taking it slow.
It's really, it's really hard imagining him with a girl just as much as imagining Dalton with a girl.
Oh. Dude, that's only because your daughter is still like hitting you up wondering if Josh swings for the same team or not.
Dude, that's like the best thing ever. Was Gracie asking him if he was gay.
That was the most hilarious thing. It's just like, it's not like you're just like, Gracie, that's none of your business. Not Gracie, that's wrong. It's just Gracie, that's none of your business.
He defends the point that he's not gay, he's straight. I don't know what he does with Star Wars figures.
That's funny. That's too funny. I got such a kick out of that shit.
That was funny. Like, Gracie, you don't ask people that. I was like, when children are young, they don't realize what they say or what they do, or they don't know.
It's just like it's just honest like curiosity,
It's kind of like when we took Gracie to, it was pre-K, and we were sitting at this one school, and they were doing like a testing. We were waiting. It was me, her, and Sarah. and this little girl came and sat either directly in front of us or the next table over that was facing us,
Mm.
and she was missing one of her arms. And
Oh.
Gracie just blurted out, "Where's her arm?" or "What happened to her arm?"
Oh, fuck, dude.
And I'm like, Gracie, you can't say stuff like that. You don't. You
Well,
can't.
see, like,
So you just can't be. I mean, but of course, pre-K, she's what, 4 or 5, I guess. And
yeah,
it's like, they don't know no better. They're always curiosity.
dude,
They
that little
just
girl, man, she's gonna remember that whenever like robotic, limbs become a thing. She's gonna come to your daughter. She's gonna be like, "I'm gonna kick your ass with my robotic arm now."
no, but the funny part is that they were in Benton. There's like multiple elementary schools, but
Yeah.
there's only one middle school. So that's where
What?
she's at. Somewhere in that school, she's still there.
So it's just like a ginormous middle school, but like a bunch of small elementary schools.
Yes, there's like, I think 4 or 5 elementaries. It's crazy. There's so many
That's
kids in this same school
we've
district.
we've got several elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. I say several. There's at least like 4 to 5 just in my city alone. Now the kind of like, I don't want to call it a city, but like a town just like 15-20 minutes south. It's like it's a different parish or county or whatever. So I mean, obviously it's a different school, but their elementary, middle, and high school is all the same building. It's all the same property. It's all the same place. Now,
Jesus.
granted, it's a big, complex looking, like it looks like it used to be a federal penitentiary. That's how big the property and like the building layouts and all that are. But it's like you've got your kindergarten, you got your middle school, or you got your kindergarten, elementary, and you got your middle school, and you got your high school. And I'm just like, dude, could you imagine like I know here, like from going from like middle school to high school, like there was at least like a different uh dating pool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was like, okay, like given year could go by and there would be a new people. You know what I mean? And but like not out there, dude. It's like you pretty much gotta pick from the crop early on. Like see who you can prospect because you're stuck with them. You're stuck with them for at least from 7th, 8th grade, whatever, to all the way to high school to 12th.
Yeah, I know here. I think there's like 4 or 5 elementaries, 1 middle school, 1 junior high, 1 high school. And
Gee.
now, and I just found out the other day. I was checking Gracie out, and they said, and I asked them, "What's this over here that y'all are building?" Because they were like a practice baseball field that they leveled out, and they're doing something. And she's like, "They're putting in they're calling it an academy." I'm like, "Well, what's that going to be?" And she was like, "Well, we'll have this here, the middle school, which will be 5th and 6th graders only. Then the junior high will be 6th and 7th and 8th
7th and
graders,
8th. Yeah.
and the academy will be nothing but 9th graders. And then the
Jeez.
high school will be 10th, 11th, and 12th.
That's such a weird breakup, of
There's too many damn kids. They've added.
yeah.
It's like for the last 3 years they've done nothing but add on to all these schools out, and they're all there. The high school, junior high, and middle school are all on the same literally block all together. So they're steadily building buildings over there. Steadily building.
Right. Dude, I bet the faculty and the school board administration is just like, Jesus, will you people stop having kids?
Yeah, stop reproducing.
Yeah, just
Put
stop.
your checkers away. Jesus Christ.
Just take a break,
Yeah, so. All right, well, it's been over an hour, so that's good enough for tonight, I think. But we'll both be on tomorrow night on Cybercast, Beast Wars 2.0. And
We will.
You can find me everywhere as Avery Mike and Dakota.
You can find me everywhere as Primal Sabbath.
And appreciate everyone watching. We'll holler at you next week.
Goodbye.